Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salam sejahtera to our lecturer Dr. Muhammad Razani Muhammad Jali, and also our fellow friends. Today we are from Group J. We would like to present about our topic, which is our topic is about analyzing interstate public bus service from Changlun to Terminal Bersepadu Selatan in Kuala Lumpur. But before we start our presentations, I would like to introduce our group member. For sure, we have a 4 group member. The first one is Muhammad Wafiq bin Ani, Nurul Syafiqah binti Abdullah, Nur Aini Suhaida binti Safidin, and also Warau. Okay, next we move to our objective. Our objective of this project paper is to interpret the frequency of interstate public bus service from Changlun to Terminal Bersepadu Selatan, Kuala Lumpur. Second, to analyse whether the fare of interstate public bus service is relevant with the service received from the public bus service provider. And third, to observe the satisfaction of passengers with the interstate public bus service.
From Table 1 and Pie Chart 1, it is clear that 68% of respondents agree mostly bus choices available from Changlun to TBS KL are 4 choices and above. Deputy Transport Minister Datuk Kamaruddin Jaafar said express buses were most prevalent transportation amid community day by day. Only 2% of respondents admit minimally the choices available from Changlun to TBS KL. Public transport should be efficient as well as hassle-free for interjourney. Hence, 4 choices and above are accounted for the largest portion of option. 1 choice is accounted for the smallest fraction of option. From Table 2 and Pie Chart 2, it is clear that 46% of respondents agree interstate bus delays departure for 4 hours and above from Changlun to TBS KL. Bus networks and traffic jams lead to lack of punctuality and only prolong the vicious cycle. Roots of this occurrence are partly structural as well as partly cultural. It is structural due to government still failing to make public transportation a viable alternative for private vehicles. Only 12% of respondents admit minimally interstate bus delays departure for 3 hours from Changlun to TBS KL. Passengers also complain too many stop, delays, or even non-appearances of bus. The bus drivers frequently wait for maximum passengers rather to stick to scheduled times. Therefore, 4 hours and above are accounted for the longest waiting period, while 3 hours are accounted for the shortest waiting period.
From Table 3 and Paragraph 3, 52% of respondents agree the appropriateness of bus fare service are 26%. It happens due to some buses are equipped with various facilities to ensure convenience for passengers along the way. None of the respondents strongly disagree the appropriateness of bus fare service, which is 0%. This is because bus travel is the only means of transport that provides additional containment with low cost to passengers. It is suitable for those who love cost-effective transportation. Therefore, 26% are accounted for the most appropriateness, while no one is accounted for the least appropriateness of bus fare service. From Table 4 and Paragraph 4, 34.8% of respondents agree favorite interstate public bus is Intercity. It happens due to safety and customer satisfaction are prioritizing by Intercity. Only 8.7% of respondents admit minimally favorite interstate public buses are Panchara Matahari and Mayangsari. This is because both bus companies have been in service longer than Intercity. Therefore, 34.8% of respondents are accounted for largest portion, while only 8.7% of respondents are accounted for smallest fractions of favorite interstate public bus. From Table 5 and Paragraph 5, 36.4% of respondents agree least favorite interstate public bus is Jasmine Express. This is because community lack of confidence due to COVID-19 alert happened on PLQ 9689 passengers. Only 9.1% of respondents admit minimally least favorite interstate public buses are Star Kush Express and Billion Star Express. It happens due to Star Kush Express introduced bus services to limited destinations. Customers complain Billion Star Express have lousy service. Therefore, 36.4% of respondents are accounted for largest portion, while only 9.1% of respondents are accounted for smallest fractions of least favored interstate public bus.
From bar graph 6, we can show clearly that 42% of respondents feel satisfied toward instant public bus from Changlun to TBS-KL are 21%. This is because this is essential as transportation to ease each and everyone such as access to workplace, school as well as public facilities. And we can show clearly only 2% of respondents feel very dissatisfied toward instant public bus from Changlun to TBS KL, only 1%. This is because passengers are probably exposed to a hazard when using public transport. The last analysis about suggestion respondent to improve any facilities by the government. We can see the table. Some respondents said no, some respondents said yes to improve any facilities by the government. Some respondents said no to improve any facilities to government because they're very satisfied with current service. Everything good. And sometimes some respondents said yes to improve any facilities such as toilet on bus, Wi-Fi access available, need cheaper fare. Okay, so one of recommendation to government is toilet on bus. This is because lack of proper toilet facilities, especially for children, senior citizen, as well as disabled person. Okay, this second suggestion to government is Wi-Fi access available. Government should utilize the capabilities of Internet of Things to mitigate transportation obstacle lines which for industrial revolution. Buses are equipped with Wi-Fi or an Internet connection while on the road. Next, recommendation to government is passenger need cheaper fare. Majority passengers are from low or middle income. Cheaper bus ticket will not burden passenger. Only Malaysian national with Malaysian MICA offer special fare rates such as children, senior citizen as well as disabled person OKU. Therefore, recommendation to government is provide additional facilities such as plug point, seat bags, and pillow provided at very seat. All facilities are reachable to passenger needs so that they feel relaxed and comfortable through the whole journey.
Okay, based on our research and also our research, we found that government already give the subsidies. In line with the nation's aspirations of inclusive growth, then public transport, including interstate public bus, service should be available to people from all walks of life, regardless of origin and also income level. Thus, to ensure people to continue to connect with an interstate public bus, the government is working to subsidize bus company. This is because subsidies by the government can help in terms of the smallest of operating costs and at the same time allowing the company to continue operating the service without problem. As a result of government subsidies, the operating costs required by the company owners are low. This contributes to the stability of the price of the fare and prevent any increase in the price of the fare by the owners of the company. This price stability encourages people to stay connected to a place at a reasonable fare rates. This incentive will ensure affordable and accessible interstate public bus and other public transport to users. Second, government also had improved facility in most of the bus station and bus terminal to ease the travelling public. Bus station or bus terminal is the stop where travelling public away depart from or the place of their arrivals. Most bus stations also will have counter ceiling ticket from various service providers. Therefore, government had implemented the incentive to improvise the facility in most of the bus station and bus terminal. There are various facilities that have been provided by the government to ease the public. For example, departures lounge and also food courts are provided for the public. Furthermore, there are also bus terminal that provide hotel transit and rest and go like in terminal Bersepadu Selatan TBS Kuala Lumpur for public user that's where feeling tired and sleepy from their journey. Besides that, auto teller machine and also known as ATM machine also provided in most of the bus terminal for public that needs of cash. Some of the bus terminal also provided shopping mall for the convenience of the public. This enables public to fill up the leisure time while waiting for the schedule of bus.
So the first incentive that our group suggested is fare incentive programs. This incentive is intended for the purpose of elevating the burden of certain groups and at the same time to make it interstate public bus more affordable. Due to the answer from respondents that have been collected through Google Form, some respondents expressed that the view of fare rates should be reduced. In line with this, we recommend for government and bus operators to incentivize fares for certain target groups. Some of the proposed fare incentive include giving students a 15% discount. Second, exemption of the fee for senior citizens. Implemented the fare exemption for the disabled, the government and bus operators were encouraged to develop incentive for the exclusion of the fare to the elderly. The second one is improvised bus station in all rural areas. This initiative can be implemented to all bus stations in rural areas as there are still a lot of bus stations in those areas is not in a good condition. This in turn will make the public user feel uncomfortable to wait for their scheduled bus in the area. Some bus station in the rural area is not well maintained, thus making the public feel unsafe while waiting for the scheduled bus. Sometimes, public user will be arriving at the bus station in the middle of the night. So when the bus station is not well maintained, with no lights on, no security guard guarding the places, public user will feel not secure to use the public transport. Therefore, the government should take this initiative to observe and keep maintaining the bus station in rural areas so that the bus station is always well maintained, just like the bus station in urban areas. This is to make sure that public users feel safe and secure using the public transport. The third one is set up a module to train and keep track of the driver's performance. This initiative should be implemented by the government so that the driver's performance is maintained. Government should provide seminar or training twice a year so that all the drivers were well aware of their duty as a bus driver. This initiative being suggested because nowadays there are a lot of road accidents involving the bus while the bus is full with passenger. Thus, when government implement this initiative, the driver will keep aware of the road traffic. And in turn does not involve in dangerous driving that can be dangerous to the passenger.
In the conclusion, instead public bus is the transport device for transporting people and goods. Therefore, public transport must comply with several characteristics such as having a great time, high frequency, cheap, fast, safe, and so on. Based on the result, respondents had positive perception of all research objectives, especially additional incentives suggested to improve the service. Government should take many incentives to improve the facilities in most of the bus service and bus terminal.